Hello and welcome back to another episode of Rawcaster. I know it's been a while, but I am back with bi-weekly episodes once again. Please excuse my voice. I am currently unwell, so without further ado, let's jump right in. Today's episode will explore interracial dating. With interracial relationships on the rise in the UK, have attitudes towards interracial dating changed? And if so, what and why? Is immersive integration the catalyst behind interracial relationships? Or are other factors at play here? Disclaimer, I have never been in an interracial relationship, but I believe that I have enough life experience to share my perspective and hopefully to ignite conversation in the comments section below. In my opinion, there are many driving forces behind dating outside of one's own race, such as internalized self-hate, whether conscious or subconsciously. All of the individuals that I know personally who date interracially have expressed disturbing remarks regarding their own race, such as all black women are aggressive and loud, and I don't want my child to have hair like mine, which to me demonstrates a clear projection of self-hate. Another factor could be escapism from their reality. Dating someone from another race can provide different opportunities, which may have been out of reach if they dated within their own race. For example, let's take Amanda, who was born and raised in rural Essex and spends most of her spare time watching YouTube videos pertaining to black culture. When one day she decides to hop on a train to Harlesden in London and meets the desirable Roshane, who resembles the men in the videos she watched daily and wished she could be a part of. Now her dreams have become her reality, as Roshane has embraced Amanda with open arms into his very distinctive world, where Amanda can fully experience the culture and lifestyle she fell in love with. I know that example sounded very sarcastic, but that is a true story. Shout out to you, Amanda, if you're listening to this podcast, and I hope you, Roshane, are blissfully well. Moving on. Another factor is childhood conditioning. Sadly, there are parents struggling with self-hate themselves who perpetuate the false notion that, something is lacking within their own racial group. Also, I have heard of individuals being dismissed from their own community. People I know have chosen to date outside of their race because they sadly believe that men or women within their own race do not find them attractive. Personally, I feel that this is poor justification for doing something that you evidently want to do. However, I do sympathise with men and women who may have been rejected or demonised by their own counterparts. But with everything in life, there is good and bad. It's ludicrous to assume that all black men, for example, find all black women unattractive and vice versa, as many do exist who live and breathe the exact opposite. And the last factor, but not the least, is the love is blind hypothesis. That, love sees no colour, so why should I? However, maybe because I am very inquisitive, this conclusion doesn't sit well with me. I believe there has to be more behind the psychology of attraction, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe love sees no colour, no creed, no class, and is simply based on unbiased and uninfluenced attraction. What do you guys think? But whilst you ponder, there is something else that I wanted to touch on. Recently, I have been seeing many content creators, mainly African American women, encouraging black women in particular to date outside of their race in order to acquire financial and physical security, as well as so-called perks, quote unquote, and to avoid dating a so-called quote unquote dusty, wherever that is. If somebody knows what a dusty is, can you let me know the definition down below, please? But this not only widens the division between black men and women, but also feeds into the false narrative that the other side is always greener, when in reality, the opposite is normally true. And lastly, I was going to do an entirely separate episode on this, as a lovely listener DM'd me on Instagram sharing her thoughts on mixed race children being fetishized, but I'll add it in here. I have lost count of the amount of times I've heard black, Asian, and white individuals say, I will probably have a child with a blank person, as mixed race children are so cute. And if you browse any social media platform, notably Instagram, people tend to be in awe over mixed race infants. But seeing as I am not mixed race, I had to speak with two mixed race people that I know. Hopefully, I can get them on an episode soon. And they both agreed that this phenomenon raises a plethora of issues. Not only does fetishizing anyone objectify them, but in this case, some dual heritage people feel that this practice also obliterates their cultural awareness. I also feel that this obsession is amplified by so-called influential personalities such as Kim Kardashian, but what do you guys think? To conclude, for me, I've always found it interesting how different cultures can infuse their value systems and heritage, especially during periods where racial tension has been high. But as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you, are you, would you ever date another race, and why? Does love really have no colour? Am I thinking too deeply? And if not, I would also love to know your reasons why. Thank you all so much for listening, and until next time, follow at Rawcaster on Instagram. Peace.